Shri Guru and Ramana.
Translation.
Translation?
We will translate it.
Like in there?
Yeah.
Simultaneous?
Simultaneous, yes.
Okay.
Me voimme kääntää täällä sekä venäjän kielelle, että jos tarvetta tulee, niin myös suomen kielelle. Eli täällä vieressä huoneessa käännös, koska luento on englannin kielellä. So the lecture will be in English, so we will translate here in this room, either in Russian and also, if need be, then in Finnish too. So like that. And please come forward. So maybe there will be a little bit more people coming. So you can come a little bit forward here. Voitte tulla lähemmäs tänne, niin jos tulee enemmän ihmisiä, niin sitten mahtuu. Kiitos paljon. Thank you very much. Sound tulla tänne. Could you please make way so that he can come here for the translation?
Are the translators ready? You ready? Okay, Russian and Finnish. Okay, great. So today we're all here together to hear about Balaram. Whenever Krishna comes, Balaram comes with him. You can see them together in that big photo over there. That's Krishna and Balaram together. Now, Rimi, Sigor, and Nitai together, they're actually Krishna Balaram. When Krishna comes, Balaram comes. When Krishna comes as Lord Chaitanya, Balaram comes as Nityananda. So they're the same ones. We're going to talk about them today, mostly about Krishna in his form as Krishna and Balaram in his form as Balaram. You can hear okay? Everybody here? Okay. Good. Good. So when Lord Vishnu expands from Sankarshan, then Shesha comes. So Balaram, another form of Balaram is Ananta Shesha, and he's a big snake with thousands of heads. And what is Balaram doing as a snake? He's holding up this universe so it doesn't fall into the ocean of Garbhoda ocean. So not only is he holding up this universe, he's glorifying Krishna with his thousands and thousands of hoods. Isn't that amazing? And it's probably in Sanskrit, even though he's a snake. He knows Sanskrit. And so he's glorifying Krishna. And the most wonderful thing is that Krishna has so many pastimes and so many qualities that Balaram, in the form of Ananta Shesh, he's been singing about Krishna since the beginning of time. And he can't finish the qualities. With all his thousands of mouths, and even today he can't finish. There's still more qualities. So imagine Krishna. And this is, Balaram is coming also when Lord Ram comes, then Balaram comes as Ram's younger brother, Lakshman. So Balaram is in the mood of a brother, but as Lakshman, he was a younger brother. So he was more in the mood of a servant. So it's predicted that about his birth, it's predicted in Bhagavatam that he would be also celebrated by the name of Sankarshan, because Sankarshan means to attract. So he went first, he was in Devaki's womb, then he went to another wife of Vasudeva into Rohini's womb. So he was attracted to Rohini's womb. And that's why his name is Sankarshan. And he's called Rama because he can please everyone. Everyone in Vrindavan, he makes them happy. He makes them very happy. And he's known as Balabhadra because he's strong. He's the strongest one. And he's holding up the whole universe, so he must be strong. If he can do that, then yes, he is. He's very, very strong. And so in the Maha Mantra, we say Hare Rama. So that Rama is Balaram. It can also be Lord Ram. It can also be Lord Parshuram. All of them are Ramas. But when we chant Hare Krishna, we can also remember today if we're chanting, I don't know, I guess we will be chanting again for Arti. When you chant Rama, you can think of Balaram today. It's his birthday. So yes, Krishna ordered Yogamaya. He said that, my expansion, Anantashe, she is in the womb of Devaki, and he'll be the source of all spiritual power or bala. So bala not only means material strength, it means spiritual strength, actually. That's the real meaning of bala. Bala means spiritual strength. So yes, and it's that in the Upanishads that without the strength of Balaram, you cannot get self-realization. You must have Balaram's strength. Now, how does he look? One devotee prays to him, let me take shelter of the lotus feet of Balaram. His beauty is enhanced by earrings. He has big earrings, like Krishna. And his face is decorated with tilak made from musk, kasturi, tilak. And his chest has a garland of gunja, small gunja berries or small conch shells. His complexion is as white as an autumn cloud. So he's white colored. Krishna is black and Balaram is white. And he wears clothes of blue color. His voice is very grave. His arms are long, touching his thighs. And he has shown his strength by killing demons in Vrindavan. So I want to tell you a story of what happened to me one time with Krishna Balaram. I was traveling to London. I landed at Gatwick Airport. Nobody was there to meet me. I had to go to Bhaktivedanta Manor, which is 2.5 hours train ride from Gatwick. So and that was the time before I had my own cell phone. And so I didn't know what to do. I asked somebody, some British person, well, which train should I take to get to this place? And they told me, okay, you have to take 2 trains. And they gave me their phone so I could call the person on the other side. Okay, pick me up at this time, 10:30, I'm arriving. So I got on the train and another train with all my luggage. I had a big suitcase and a small one and a heavy, heavy purse. Hard to manage on the train. So then I got off the train at 10:30 at night. And the person on the other side was a lady, and she had a bad back. She couldn't help me with the luggage. So, and it seems like nobody got off the train with me, at least in my car. I didn't see anybody. Then I saw this huge mountain of steps. I said, oh, no way. I can get up those steps and back down. And the other person to meet me, she had a bad back. She couldn't help me. So I got off the train. And all of a sudden, 2 young boys came. One was black and one was white. They came up to me and they said, can we help you with your luggage? I said, we sure can. Now who's going to come up and say, can we help you in this world? So yeah, they helped me up the stairs, down the stairs. And I went to this lady's house. she had Krishna Balaram deities. So they kind of reminded me of those two boys that helped me. They weren't, not necessarily they were Krishna Balaram, but at least they said, don't worry, we got you covered. So that was my story with Balaram in London, London, Gatwick, all the way to Radlett, where Bhaktivedanta Manor is. So Lord Balaram, he takes 5 forms to serve Krishna. He helps himself as Balaram in Krishna's pastimes. And he does the work of creation in 4 other forms. That is Mahavishnu, Sankarshan, Mahavishnu, Garbhakshai Vishnu, and another Kshirakshai Vishnu, and then Ananta Shesh, the snake with 4 heads. And so, yes, he has so many expansions, and he helps Krishna in all the steps of creation. Balaram is there. He's Vishnu, actually. Vishnu is his expansion. Vishnu is his expansion. And of course, the whole universe is on one of his hoods. He's got 1,000. He just needs one to carry the universe. He doesn't need all 1,000. One of the hoods of his snake head. And always singing the glories of Krishna. And he actually starts, we have 4 sampradayas, and we ourselves are in Brahma Sampradaya. Krishna spoke Bhagavatam and scriptures to Brahma. So we are in the Brahma Sampradaya. There's another Sampradaya called Kumara Sampradaya. So Balaram, as Shankarshan, he spoke Bhagavatam to the 4 Kumaras. And that is another Sampradaya that is Vaishnava, even today. They follow Vaishnava practices. And so he's starting one of the Sampradayas. He's coming from Balaram, one from Krishna, one from Shiva, and one from Lakshmi. 4 Sampradayas. So Sri, Lakshmi is Sri Sampradaya. Yes. So Balaram, he's also Supreme Personality of Godhead. We pray to him. He will help us to become perfect servants of Krishna. His mood is servant, but he has other moods. We'll talk about them later. So when we take up spiritual life, there is a purport in Bhagavatam where it says, Gyanasim Achyuta Bala. Krishna gives us the sword of knowledge. Achyuta. Gyanasim Achyuta. And Balaram gives us the strength to hold the sword of knowledge. So he gives us, because we can't, knowledge is very heavy. The truth in this world is very, very heavy. People don't want to hear the truth, mostly. So yes, he and Balaram, he gives us strength. He's also Nityananda here. Rajanda Nandana Jai, Shashi Shutaholam, She Balaram Poyelo, Nitai. So Balaram comes with Lord Chaitanya, and both of them so merciful in this age of Kali. You just take shelter of their lotus feet. So that's how Balaram comes for us right now, as Nitai, in this age of Kali. 5,000 years ago, he came with Krishna, and then they had their pastimes. And now he has come, and their weapon is Sankirtan, chanting holy name. And that's how we can get the strength to hold the sword of knowledge. Narottam Das Thakur says, Nitaya Koruna Pave, Raje Radha Krishna Pave. If you get the mercy of Balaram, then you can worship Radha Krishna. You can't go directly to Radha Krishna, you have to go through Balaram and Nitai Gauranga. Yes. And so in Gita, Krishna says, if the doubts in your heart out of ignorance should be slashed by the weapon of knowledge. And so what is this? What is the sword we can use to cut out the doubts of ignorance? Bhagavatam says the sword of intelligence, of remembering Krishna. Remembrance, the sword of remembering. If we remember Krishna, Kali cannot touch us. We will be protected from all the bad things, and there are a lot of bad things now. And so also about chanting, there's a prayer by Prabhupada, please, Krishna, remind me to always chant your holy name. Don't put me into forgetfulness. You're inside me a super soul. You can put me into forgetfulness or remembering. Please don't make me forget. Let me always remember to chant Hare Krishna. So, and Balaram is that super soul in our heart also. It's an expansion of Balaram. The Lord in the heart is an expansion of Balaram. Balaram is with us, always, everywhere, every life, every birth. He is with us. So formerly, he appeared as Lakshman when Lord Ram came. You all know about Lord Ram, right? Everybody's heard about Lord Ram? And so when Lord Ram came, Balaram came as Lakshman. And the problem, he was the younger brother, and Lord Ram's activities were full of suffering. So Lakshman, he had to tolerate that. He couldn't stop Ram from his resolution. So he remained silent, but he was unhappy serving Ram because Kaikeyi, she convinced Dasharat to send Ram to the forest. So he was mad at Kaikeyi. He was mad at Dasharat, his father, who listened to her. And he was mad at Ram for banishing Sita afterwards. And he couldn't stop Ram for banishing. He had to carry Sita to the forest in the chariot too. And so he wasn't very happy about a lot of things. But since he was a younger brother, he couldn't protest, he couldn't say anything. And finally, he himself got banished by Ram too. He also got banished. So he was not happy to be the younger brother. And that's why he became the older brother as Balaram this time. He became the older brother. He could tell Krishna what to do. And he didn't have to tolerate all these things that he did when he was with Lord Ram as his younger brother. Yeah, so Krishna had to listen to Balaram. And he could serve him to his heart's content. Now, Balaram is a very interesting personality because he had 3 different relationships with Krishna. 3. In Chaitanya Charitamrita it says, Kava Guru Kava Saka, Kava Vidya Lila, Pove Janatin Tabe, Raje Koyak Kilam. 3 moods. Sometimes he served as a guru. Sometimes he served Krishna as his friend. And sometimes he served Krishna as his servant. 3 different moods. So as a friend, they would play together. One game, they would fight like roaring bulls. They would play, and they imitated the calls of the frogs, or they would imitate the frogs or the monkeys jumping in the trees. And so this was Lord Balaram. He was a friend to Krishna. And sometimes Krishna would be on one side of the parties and Balaram would be on the other with his covered boys. They would fight each other. And then sometimes Balaram would have to carry somebody, or Krishna's side would have to carry somebody. And that's how they would play, as friends. And sometimes we hear how Balaram got intoxicated. You don't hear about Krishna like that. You hear about Balaram, and so Prabhupada describes the symptoms of drinking too much in nectar of devotion, that your eyes become swollen, red, and also, the voice becomes a little bit faulty, and yes, this is the symptoms of drinking too much. So there's a statement, Lalika Madhava, that Lord Baladev one time he drank too much honey. He likes honey. He really likes to drink honey. But if you drink too much, you might get intoxicated. Or they can make even wine from the honey. They can make wine from honey. So he started to talk to the ants crawling on the ground. King of the ants, why are you hiding yourselves in these holes? And then he started talking to Indra in heaven. And he said, oh, King Indra, you plaything of Sachi, why are you laughing at me? I'm now prepared to smash the whole universe. And I know Krishna will not be angry with me. And he was intoxicated. And then he said to Krishna, tell me, Krishna, why is the whole world trembling and why the moon has become elongated? You members of the outer dynasty, why are you laughing at me? Just give me back my liquor made of honey from the kadamba flower. So he he got drunk sometimes. We see the deity in Vrindavan. Sometimes Balaram has red eyes. Also, we know what he did the night before. So yes, this is Balaram. He talks like an intoxicated person also. So sometimes he's like in friendship with Krishna. Sometimes he's like a guru to Krishna, and that shows Vatsalya. So in Sanskrit, friendship means sakya. You're a friend. You're a friendly relationship with Krishna. And Vatsalya means you're like a mother or father. So he was like an elder brother means you are like a father. And sometimes Balaram would get tired, he put his head on the lap of cowherd boy, and Krishna was massaging his feet. So Krishna accepted Balaram as his guru also. Balaram is guru. And one time there was, I don't know if you know the story in Krishna book, where Krishna was captured by Kaliya, snake. He was captured in his coils, and all the parents, Nanda, Yashoda, they wanted to go inside the water and save Krishna, and Balaram stopped them. He stopped all of them from going in the water, and he smiled. And what kind of smile did he have? It says smita, little smile, little smile. And one time, Krishna was stealing yogurt, and Jarati, who was the head of the house, found him stealing her yogurt. She got very angry, and she was running after him, and Krishna was running, and he went behind Balaram. The Balaram, please protect me. She's coming after me. I know I stole your yogurt, but you can protect me. So he accepted him like his elder, like his guru, like his protector. And when Krishna was taking shelter of Balaram, all the great sages and heavenly planets began to smile. And so they thought, oh, this is really, really funny. Now Krishna he's afraid of Jarati, this lady. So then another time, Krishna and Balaram were walking in the forest of Vrindavan, and all the trees were offering obeisances, offering their fruits and flowers. Actually, to Krishna. But Krishna said, look, they're offering it to you, Balaram. They're offering all these fruits and flowers. They're bending down. Like the trees here, they can't do that. But in scriptural, the trees can move. They can move. And they can bow down. They can offer obeisances with their branches, their leaves. And that's how they offer fruit and flowers to Krishna. We have our hands. But the trees have their branches. And that's how they can offer flowers and fruits. And Krishna said, no, this is it's for you, Balaram. You're superior to all of us. Your lotus feet are worshipped by demigods. Look how these trees have bent down to worship your lotus feet. And there's bees around your head. And they must have been your devotees in their past life. And they can't leave your company. And they're trying to spread your glories by chanting. So sometimes when there's a temple room full of devotees chanting, it sounds like a bunch of bees, actually. And so the bees in Goloka and spiritual world, they're chanting Hare Krishna. And even the birds, all the animals. Oh, one time Prabhupada was on a morning walk, and he said, and he heard the birds singing. He said, oh, they're chanting Hare Krishna. And the Lord said, really? They're chanting Hare Krishna? And Prabhupada said, it sounds like it to me. So, yeah, the pure devotee hears Hare Krishna everywhere. And so, so Krishna was telling Balaram, these bees they're chanting about you. And the deer are welcoming you, and the cuckoos in the forest with their joyful, sweet cries. And so Balaram, sometimes he acts like a friend to Krishna. Sometimes he acts like a guru or a father to Krishna. And the third mood that Balaram has is as a servant to Krishna. So one time when Lord Brahma came, he stole all the cowherd boys and calves. And for 1 year, Krishna became all of those calves and all of those boys, and all the parents were fooled. And even Balaram was fooled. He couldn't figure it out either. And after a year, he kind of figured it out. He said, wait a minute, these aren't those boys, my friends. This is all Krishna. What happened to the boys? And so then he was really bewildered. He said, who has done this? And then finally he said, it must be the mystic power of my master, Krishna. So he accepted Krishna as his servant. He said, nobody else can bewilder me like this. It's only Krishna. Maya couldn't bewilder Balaram, no. So another time, Balaram went as a messenger to the crews, and they insulted Krishna. So he became so angry. He said, what's the value of a throne to Krishna? All the masters of all the planets take the dust of his feet on their heads, and that dust makes the holy place sacred. And even Brahma, Shiva, Lakshmi, and we take that dust on our heads. So yes, sometimes he accepted Krishna as his master. He was servant. So Nitai, he also did the same things. Now you can't see him, but we can talk about him anyway. He was the guru of Lord Chaitanya, because when Lord Chaitanya took sannyas, Balaram took his danda and broke it in pieces. Because Lord Chaitanya was ecstasy, he didn't know what was going on. And so Nityananda just broke it and threw it in the river. And I think that river is called Broken Danda River now, Danda or something. And so he acted as the guru of Lord Chaitanya. He also acted as a friend. They were eating together, dancing together in the Panihati festival. Lord Chaitanya wasn't personally there. And Nityananda, he was eating from everybody's pot, but he could see Lord Chaitanya, although nobody else could. And Lord Chaitanya was also eating from all the pots. So they were like friends there. They would eat together often. And then Nityananda was also the servant of Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya ordered him to go door to door preaching the message. In Chaitanya Bhagavad, it said that Nityananda took the Lord's order on his head with Haridas together. They were partners. And they went out on the street. And they were singing. Lord Chaitanya Bhagavad says, Agyapai Dujane, Ule Kore Kore, Bolo Krishna, Galo Krishna, Vajaho Krishnere. Chant Krishna, and sing Krishna, worship Krishna. Yes. And then they were singing, Bolo Krishna, Bhajo Krishna, Loho Krishna Nam, Krishna Mata, Krishna Pita, Krishna Tanapan. Chant Krishna, worship Krishna, chant his names. Krishna is your mother, Krishna is your father, and Krishna is your life and your wealth. So Nityananda was acting as a servant of Lord Chaitanya. And that's why Srila Prabhupada made a Krishna Balaram temple in Vrindavan. It was the first Krishna Balaram in the temple. First, if you go to Vrindavan, you'll see first is Gornitai, and then there's Krishna Balaram, and then there is Radhisham, 3 deities. And Prabhupada wanted to show that Gornitai and Krishna Balaram are the same. They are the same persons. And so he wanted to, and then, so Narottam Das Thakur also says that Balaram and Krishna have come as Gornitai. And just like Lord Chaitanya, he taught us, if you want Krishna to come in your heart and show himself with all his beauty and sweetness, first your heart has to be purified. And it's Balaram. First Balaram will come in the heart and make it a nice place for Krishna to sit. So Nitai, he comes first in our heart. He makes it, he purifies it. And then Gauranga comes. Nitai Gauranga, they come in your heart and they show us, they reveal the 2 kinds of Bhagavatas, the book Bhagavad and the devotee Bhagavad. They come, they clean our heart, so you have to take them in your heart. Krishna Nitai Gaur, and they are no other than Krishna Balaram. You take them in your heart. Balaram will clean your heart, and then then Krishna will be able to sit in the throne in your heart. And you can think of, meditate on him. So the Guru, he's the representative of Balaram. And everybody, all the Gurus who come to preach, they are giving you the message of Balaram. They're empowered by Balaram to do their work. They're doing Balaram's work. And if you go to the Guru, then they can make our hearts a very nice place for Krishna to sit. So this is the business of the Guru, the spiritual master. If he promises you something material, or little health or good wife or husband, that's not the business of a spiritual master. Like one time, of course, in India, many people think that yes, we want to get benediction, we want to get ashirvad, we want to get blessing from the Guru. And so one time, Srila Prabhupada was on a train in India, and 3 gentlemen came inside. He was in first class compartment, and they came in and they said, "Oh, we want your blessing, Swamiji." And so Srila Prabhupada said yes. He pointed to his sannyasis disciples, said, "Here's my blessing. You become like them." And then they said, "No, but you see, my knees are paining, you see." And then another one said, "No, my daughter, I can't get her married." And another one said, "No, Swamiji, yeah, it's my wife, and she is not well." And so, and then Prabhupada said, "No, you just become like them. That's my blessing." And they said, "Okay, Swamiji, we'll see you later." They ran out. So, because that is the idea in India. That's why they worship so many demigods. But the Guru, the real Guru, he will take you out of this world to the spiritual world. And it's okay, you don't have to leave your family, you can stay with your family and practice. Everyone can practice, even the wife, the husband, and the children. They can all practice Krishna consciousness. It's for everyone. It's for everyone. So it's not a problem. And that's actually the perfection of you shouldn't be a mother or father unless you can save your children, your wife, your husband from coming back to this world, unless you can take them to the spiritual world. And so the real spiritual master, he's humble, representative of Balaram, and he helps you clean your heart so Krishna can sit there. So yes, so today we can pray to Balaram to help us become purified so we can enter to the pastimes of Vrindavan and go back to home, back to Godhead. So I'll stop here. If you have any questions, you can ask at this point. Yes, in the very back. Hare Krishna.
Tomorrow is Krishna Balaram birthday.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Well, I have to talk about the moods. So isn't one the main mood is the brotherly love?
Yes,
like a big brother.
brotherly love, very good.
Because everything you said also shows how a big brother loves his small
Right, how the big brother loves.
like a real brother love.
Yeah, brother love,
So
very
isn't
good.
that like the main Krishna Balaram? At
Yes.
least for me, when I think of them,
Mhm.
the past times, everything, it is the real love.
Yes, real love, brotherly love. But one thing that Balaram has that's different, I mean, Krishna also has a brotherly love. But one thing that's different from Krishna is he also wants to serve. He has a servant mood too. Even though he's older brother, he wants to serve. And that's the difference. All the incarnations coming from Krishna, they all have this mood of service. So, but, yeah, so even Nitai too. Yeah. Yes, you have a question?
Thank you.
What's the age difference between?
Age difference Krishna Balaram, as far as I understand, it can be either 1 year or 1 week. 1 year and 1 week, or it can be one week. Because it was very quick. We would have to study the Acharya's commentaries to understand more deeply the exact age of Krishna and Balaram. But he said he definitely was born before Krishna. It looks like it can be 1 week before, it can be 1 year and 1 week before. Yes.
Thank you, Master, for a very nice lecture. This year I've been coming to them for 39 years. So
You've been coming for 39 years, and it's a
Yeah.
40-year anniversary, right?
yeah,
Well, that's a pretty good record.
well, for that record, but we have met before, like about almost 10 times. I always ask same question.
Let's see if I get the same answer.
If you have some nice anecdote about Swami Prabhupada,
Anecdote about Prabhupada.
you already had in a lecture, but
Yeah, about Prabhupada. I was Pujari in Calcutta Temple in 1972 to 79, and one time I was doing Mangal Arti. Prabhupada came and he was standing right behind me. And so I had to offer the ghee lamp. I didn't know, should I give him or should I make puja first? So I think I did quick puja. You know, whole Mangalarti, he's standing right behind me watching. And I was very nervous and I was very focused and I didn't make mistakes. And so after that I thought, well, I should do all my service like Prabhupada is standing behind watching me. They should do all my service like that. Yeah. I can tell one more story. We have in Calcutta, we have two altars, Gaur Radha Govinda and Jagannath altar. And back window was open and the bees were coming to the deities. So Radha Krishna's side were coming, big bumblebees. And they were sitting in the lotus flowers. Every day we had 144 lotus flowers. And Jagannath's side, small bees were coming, sitting on the gardens, like in Vaikuntha. So we had 144 roses every day, 50 gardens every day. I would change the flowers 5 times a day. The Prabhupada really liked the flower decoration. And so one time he said that he saw the bees and he said, when the bees are coming to the deities, that means Krishna is pleased with the worship. So we had the bees coming every day. Because we had everything, gardenia, jasmine, rose, and the flower man, he was a devotee, nice devotee. He would make crowns for the deities, everything we had, and that was in the 70s in Calcutta. Okay. Any other questions about Krishna?
I have one question. It's from
You have a Russian from the Russians?
me.
Oh,
So,
yeah,
so
you're not Russian. No,
I'm
Russian
so,
speaking.
the question is, in this day of Balaram Purnima, what we can pray for Balaram?
What would be a good prayer to pray for Balaram? I gave a few examples in my speech that we can pray for help so we can become purified and go back to Godhead. So He will clean our heart. That's one prayer. And what else? Balaram is also in our heart as super soul, and we can pray to him to help us remember to chant Hare Krishna and not to forget Krishna. This is the most important instruction. Always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. And all of the instructions are servants for these two instructions. And main thing is we do need help. We do need help. And today's a very good day to pray for help. Everybody needs help. Nobody can say, I can do everything myself. No, we all need help. And spiritual help, especially, we need in this age of Kali, because everyone is struggling. And so many things are happening in the world. And everybody's struggling to maintain, to get meals. Not maybe here you're not struggling for meals, but there might be a mental struggle, even if physically you're okay. To control your mind might be difficult. So yes, we can pray for that to help Balaram, help me control my mind so I can remember Krishna. Okay. Any other? Yes, question here.
There's a mic.
Mic.
Other
Oh, we
question?
got a mic now. Here, right here.
So it's also said that Sri Balaram also
expands himself as all the paraphernalia. that is
Yeah,
used,
right. I
for-
got it. I forgot to tell you that. Yeah, the slippers,
And,
but thanks for reminding me.
I think I specialize like the Mridanga Shri
Yeah,
calls.
Mridanga, harmonium, kartals, that's
But
what
is this,
Balaram.
this aspect, it's like, is the Balaram himself, or is it like the Sankarshan aspect of him?
The Sankarshan, yeah. Yeah, here's the verse. Chata Paduka Shaya Upadan Vasan Aram Avas Yoga Sutra Simhasan. Umbrella, slippers, bedding, pillow, garments, resting chair, residence, sacred thread, and throne. Did you forget anything? That's what Chaitanya Charitamrita says, these are the those. Yes.
It's like Shri Balaram, like, as Balaram personally, is it more like it's the Sankarshan aspect of Balaram?
Sankarshan, he expands to do all these things, he expands. Yeah. His expansions, he doesn't have to do everything. He's with Krishna enjoying the spiritual world. But his expansion, he has only 4 expansions, 4 or 5. And through his expansions, he does, and Krishna has his expansions too, so, but Balaram has his, and so he does his service with all his expansions. He takes many, many forms for the service of Krishna. Chaitanya Charitamrita says. And this is all part of Balaram or Nityananda also. They're all parts of Nityananda. According to Chaitanya Charitamrita. Okay, we have enough. One more question before the pujari makes it to the altar. Okay. Any question? Last question. I think nobody has questions, so we can go to our next part of the program. And that is Archie. Archie. Jai. Lord Balaram. Jai.